وَمَن يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ ضَلَّ ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا. Because whoever ascribes partners with Allah, then indeed he has deviated, yani ضَلَالًا بَعِيدًا, very far deviation. A very far deviation. إِن يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ إِلَّا إِنَاثًا. They do not call men other than him except females. وَإِن يَدْعُونَ إِلَّا شَيْطَانًا مَرِيدًا. And they do not call except rebellious devils. لَعَنَهُ اللَّهُ. Allah has cursed them. And these are strong words. Allah has cursed them. And people think, well, if Allah has cursed them, why don't we see the effect of the curse? That's because we're not looking properly. Just because you see, our fortunate thing is because of our own greed, we see people with money, so we think, they're not cursed. And when we see people who are poor, we say they're cursed, because unfortunately, we always look at things through our own financial lens. A person who's poor is not cursed, because a person who's poor might have a family, they have enough food to eat for the day, and they have Iman in their hearts. How can they be cursed? You ask people, ask the guy who's in his own mansion, lives in a mansion where you can echo when he's talking, but the mansion is completely empty, apart from maids and servants. There's nobody else there, no family with him. He has no wife because he's always paranoid that every time he gets married, she just wants half of his estate, so he doesn't marry. He doesn't have any children because, again, he's thinking they'll plot against me, kill me, and take my wealth. So he has no children, he has no wife, and he has bad health. And he's always not content. He's always being frustrated about trying to solve the big questions about who am I, where am I from? Now, isn't that cursed? Isn't that person cursed that he can't get out of this? Because unfortunately, like I said, we look at these things only through a financial lens, unfortunately, because we have been wired up in that way that success is wealth. And we're not wired up in that way that success is good health. We don't even look at good health as success. That I'm healthy, I get up in the morning, I can walk to do something, I breathe without support, and my organs are functioning properly. My eyesight means I can still see. Okay, I might have to wear glasses every now and then, but I can still see. I can drive, I can think, I can hear. Nobody thinks of this as wealth. I'd rather look at your bank account and say, oh, I've got 100,000, oh, I've got 50,000, oh, I've got 10,000. That's a measure of not being cursed or being favored. Nobody even looks at that. And then stuff for that, nobody even looks at Iman. Iman is like, the health is second, the spirituality is like third place. Nobody thinks, oh, mashallah, I'm praying regularly, alhamdulillah. I fasted the whole of Ramadan, 15 days, 16 days so far. I've attended Taraweeh, alhamdulillah. I've attended the guidance for the guided dars every day, alhamdulillah. I've recited the Quran for an hour a day. Nobody thinks of that as being favored by Allah. And that's because, unfortunately, we've changed our definition of how a person is favored and how a person is cursed. We only see a person being cursed is the one who has no wealth. Really, the person who is cursed is the one who doesn't have Iman. Because the wealth is going to go. Eventually, the health is going to go. But your amal will always stay with you. That's what is permanent.